So students, what we have discussed by now is what is a matrix and how to write a matrix. You must also be able to define the order of a matrix. If a matrix containing m rows and n columns is said to have an order of m by n, and total number of elements in matrix is m multiplied by n, the number of rows multiplied by number of columns. These two very simple things you need to keep in your mind. Now we will be talking about construction of matrices. Construction of matrices, students, construction of matrices. Students, as a matrix is written of the form this in the compact form. Dear students, if the order of a matrix is given and the element of a matrix is given, then how to construct a matrix is the question here. So I am taking an example, students. If you are given Aij is equal to an expression in terms of I and j, or in the variables I and j you are given, and you are asked to construct a matrix of specific order. So here we are taking a question, and the question is construct a matrix of order 3 by 4 if its elements or element is given by Aij is equal to I plus j minus 2. Dear students, when we look at the order of the matrix, that is 3 by 4, you may name the matrix as A is equal to, since there are 3 rows and 4 columns in the matrix, so you can form the matrix of that form containing 3 rows and 4 columns. So the standard form of a matrix containing 3 rows and 4 columns is A11, A12, A13, A14, A22, A21, A22, A23, A24, A31, A32, A33, A34. So this is the standard form of a matrix containing 3 rows and 4 columns. See, there are 3 rows, first, second and third, and 4 columns in the matrix. So dear students, to obtain these elements, suppose in order to find this particular element, you need to put I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2. To find this particular element, I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2. Suppose to find this particular element, you need to put I is equal to 2 and j is equal to 3 in this particular element, and by putting these values you can get the element. So suppose you get first of all A11, element number A11, that is by putting I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, and you get the value is equal to 0. Suppose you have to get the second element, that is A12, put I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2 in this particular expression, so 1, 2 minus 2 is equal to 1. That is how you can get all of these elements, all of the values of these elements, and you can put those values and you can get this particular matrix. So I hope you have understood how to construct a matrix if its arbitrary element is given by Aij is equal to some expression in terms of I and j. So that was the construction of a matrix. Now we can quickly take some of the examples of some different orders of matrices. Dear students, if I ask you to find the orders of these matrices, if the question is to write the orders of these matrices, so what you need to do is, first of all, to notice the number of rows, the first row, second row. So since there are 2 rows, we have written 2, and there are 3 columns in this particular matrix, so by 3, that is what is the order of this particular matrix. Since there are 3 rows in this matrix and 1 column, therefore 3 by 1 is the order of the matrix. Since there are 4 rows in this matrix and 4 columns in this matrix, so the order of the matrix is 4 by 4. That is how we can get the order of any given matrix. Okay, so on the basis of order, so there are some different questions made. The type of question is, if you are given order of a matrix or number of elements in a matrix, then how to find the order of the matrix? Number of elements given and possible orders to be found. The type of question is, number of elements in a matrix is given and possible orders to be found. The type of question is, find the possible order or possible orders of the matrix, a matrix containing 6 elements. Simple question I am taking. So students, order of a matrix is m by n generally, and that we are given equal to 6. So what may be the possible values of m and n? If you know the basic mathematics, so you can easily find the values of m and n. What are m and n? M and n are obviously, m and n both are natural numbers. So for what values of n and m as natural numbers, m by n is equal to 6. So the possible values may be 1 by 6 or 6 by 1, 2 by 3 or 3 by 2. These may be the possible values of m and n. Therefore, possible order of a matrix containing 6 elements are 1 by 6, 6 by 1, 2 by 3 and 3 by 2. These may be the possible orders of the matrix containing 6 elements. Now, in place of this 6, any particular number may be given and you have to find the possible orders of that particular matrix. This type of question you must be able to do. Suppose there is a prime number, there are only 2 possible ways. Suppose I take 11. There is and the possible order of the matrix will be either 1 by 11 or 11 by 1. These are only 2 possible ways, or you can say, right, these are the 2 possible. So whenever there is a prime number given, there are only 2 possible orders of a matrix, and if the total number of elements in a matrix is a composite number, there may be different or more than 2 possible orders of the matrix, and that can be found by finding the prime factorization of that particular composite number. So I hope you have understood the construction of matrices. Now we will be talking about the kinds of matrices.